So first generation has been done like this, where the sand has been added. In the second, you can see the similar kind of this kind of shells has been added. And in the third, like this kind of images has been generated. So now this is how now you'll be able to like expand any images quickly. And if I go to the layers panel, you can see that all that information, whatever being generated, it is coming as a layer, right? So here I have this image, and maybe I want to add any other element to it. So let's go and try to expand it over here. Maybe I need to put a cosmetic product over here. Again, just go, and I expanded on the right and left side, but this time I would like to expand it from the bottom. And let's say what it is trying to go and add here. Okay, so yeah, so this part was expanded now further. So that's why this area has not been created. And this is where I wanted to bring your focus into it. So let's say like this part has been generated, and you could see this was the expanded part. That's why this area is empty, because this generation was on a separate layer, right? So let's say if you generate something and then you want to add further like expansion to it. So what you have to do is, for that, like you need to go ahead and you can just simply go and try to flatten this entire image, so that you just go and get one single image. So now it has been converted into one image. And now if I go, even if like let's say this image is there, I need to add more element to it, I can always go and just make a selection. And in order to, and I just wanted to emphasize that it's really important to make a selection in Photoshop. You all know that selection is very important thing. But why I'm trying to emphasize over here is, if I just go and try to make a selection to this area, what will happen is, if I just go and hit enter or type any prompt, it will just try to analyze and try to fill in something over here, right? But what I'm trying to do over here, if I make a overlapping selection, in this way, I'm instructing Photoshop, okay, there is some element which has already been as a part of the selection. So now whatever information, whatever content will be generated, which will be based on what I have already selected. So whenever you want to fill in some area, you need to make sure that you choose some overlapping area also. Let's say here I want to generate something. Let's say if I want to generate C, so I can just go and type in that keyword here, and it will try to like add some element here. And you can also see that you can type the prompt in 100 languages. So maybe you are using some other languages, so you can just go and try to like type that specific prompt, and you can see how it was able to generate. And you can see it has also added a reflection also. So let's say if you have to like create it manually, how tedious it would have been, where you had to create these kind of a shadow. So this way, what I did was, I was first able to like expand this image. Once this image was expanded, like I was able to like add this kind of element to it. Here I have another version. So maybe like this one is looking pretty realistic, pretty good. The shadows are there. So this is where like you can see that how like I'll be able to quickly transform that entire images by using generative AI in like Photoshop, right? So let's say like this banner has been, this image has been created, and maybe like we are trying to create something as the end goal. It's not just only the image. So let's say this is for like a summer sale. So maybe I want a good text to be written here on this banner. So either I can leverage like this capability where I can just go and type a text tool and create it. Or what I can also do is like I can go to like firefly.adobe.com, and from there I can generate a text effect. Maybe I'm creating a banner. So here you could see I have this option called as text effect. So I already see a lot of inspiration which I want to choose. So maybe I like this kind of text, and here what I can do is, maybe I just want to go and say summer sale, okay, and hit generate. Here I can choose some other sample prompts. I can choose different color. Maybe I don't want any text color. I just want it on a plain background, or maybe I want it in some other background. I can simply go over here and hit generate again. Okay. So now like this image has been generated, and what I can do is I can simply go over here and just go and download it. And you see over here, the moment I download any images or anything, it attaches a content credential to it. So later, like let's say if I want to verify whether this image has been, this kind of a texture has been created by somebody or it was created using Firefly, this is where I'll be able to like verify that authenticity of that image. And now let's say like this kind of image has been created. Maybe I want to apply some kind of a drop shadow to it. So I can just go ahead and apply this kind of effect. And you could see how within a minute, like I was able to expand this image. I was able to like create this kind of a pretty, really interesting looking shadows. And then I was able to generate this kind of a text effect using Ruby Firefly on the web. And then I was able to quickly combine it together for any like a project which I'm working on. I'll just go quickly save it. Okay. Listen, many a time like you get this kind of images and maybe it's a like interior, maybe I'm working for an interior company and here I want to like expand something to it. So or maybe I want to add certain element. Again, here what I will do is I'll make an overlapping selection and then I will just hit enter. Last time I typed a prompt as a beach, but this time what I'm going to do is I can just go ahead and hit enter. And this way, what will happen is it will try to go and calculate that value and put it over here. And now you can see it has added this part of the carpet as well. Here I see a couple of other variations. Maybe this one is not looking right. This one is much better, right? So here you can see this was the original image. The carpet was half, but now I can see the entire carpet has been completed. Okay. Another expansion could be like on this kind of an image. Maybe I'm creating something for AI or some innovation or technology related, and I want to. I have just a very little small thing, a small kind of this banner or this image, and then I want to go and expand it. So I'll just drag it in different area, and you would see in the previous image it was able to generate something which was from a beach kind of a composition. But here the composition is the image type is completely different. The colors are very different. And let's see, here you go. So like you have the entire completed images, right? Here there is a one variation. This is a second variation. This is the third variation. Pretty interesting. So this is where like you can save a lot of time where you have to just go and just play around with few things and then like you'll be able to like quickly generate different elements to it. Okay. Okay. Maybe here, like I'm working for some gaming company and I have this kind of an image and I want to expand it. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to show like how a different images, it will be able to like quickly enhance and fill that area very seamlessly. Even if you're not an expert in Photoshop, you don't really have to worry about it. Now anyone can add layers, anyone can do Photoshop, right? Just leverage this crop tool, select this tool, and press the Alt key if you want to have it as a proportionally expanded into different area and drag it down and Photoshop is going to do that job for you. And here I can see that automatically this entire like casino table has been expanded. So this was the expansion feature like within Adobe like Photoshop where I was able to like quickly create something really interesting. Another thing is like how I'll be able to like quickly add some more element to it. So let's say like what happens is many a times we get certain elements, we have to design something as the outcome of it. So let's say here, like you could see this entire thing, maybe I have this image and I want to like add different element to it, right? It is for sale banner. I want to add certain element to it. So what I can do is again, here, I can just go and make a selection. So here you could see the selection matters a lot. If I just drag this specific area, then what will happen is maybe I'll just go and say washing machine, hit enter. So now it will try to generate the image and fill this specific area. So the area I'll define in that specific area, it is going to like fit that information. And this is where like it will be able to generate. Maybe this one is not looking great. This one is still a bit better. So this is how like I was able to do quickly. I used some other area, made a bigger selection to it, like in this specific area, and then it was able to generate this kind of output. So this is where selection matters a lot. You need to make sure that you make like bigger space. So whatever you are creating, so that your output, your generations could be like pretty seamless. Okay, sorry about that. And another important thing is like many a times, let's say like you get different information from the different people, or maybe you are getting a lot of like thing from different client, and maybe you need to add something to it. So let's say maybe I'm working for this customer and client who has like this kind of image, and maybe he has sent it for the retouching. So what I want to do is maybe at this specific kitchen, I want to complete this image. Maybe I want to just add a coffee machine. Sure, I don't want it to make a very big selection, because then what will happen is it will not look so realistic. I know the coffee machine proportion could be at this size. So here I'll just go and say, okay, this is a coffee machine. And then it will try to fit that area over here. And again, it's dependent on the internet. So you need to make sure that you have a good internet speed. So because it's trying to generate something. So now it has like generated the coffee machines. Maybe this one is looking better. So I had some other variations as well. So here, like I have other variations, and you could see it is trying to create something which is in this particular tonality. Similarly, I was able to add this kind of a coffee mug. So, and you could see again, it's a kind of a black and going with this theme. Similarly, I can add this fruit basket here. And you could see that the shadow has already been created. So this way it could be helpful to like complete your entire image when you want to like create something to it. And another important thing is like, let's say this was the original image. Okay. So let's say like you have this kind of a product shot and you want to add it different elements to it. So what I can do is I can simply go over here and make a selection like this. Okay. And then I can type in the prompt as let's say a hair dryer. So here I have the hair dryer, and you can see the hand proportion has also been changed, and it doesn't look like very disproportionate. So here what I'm doing is I'm trying to just turn off and turn on like a different layer. Okay. So if I go over here and open this properties panel, then you'll be able to see I have like different kind of output on the screen. I have different, maybe this one is not looking good. This one is pretty much better. Similarly, maybe I want to showcase a laptop, a TV, something else on hand. So this is where like it could be like really helpful. So in the similar way, let's say like if I have a specific model, and maybe like I want to add or change the clothing of that particular model, right? Maybe I have this person, but this person is has a casual photo shoot, right? I want to create a user journey where I can show this is a professional, this is a lawyer, sometimes this person could be a doctor. So this is where what I will do is, so I was saying that there is a lot of AI based capability which has already been integrated within our application. So one of that AI powered tool is object selection tool. So if I select this tool, you can see automatically like it is trying to analyze the subject into my image. And if I go and just hover over it, it will be able to identify, right? So we are not going to change this entire person. What I want to talk about is this object selection tool. This is also like pretty smart. So what it will try to do is, here I can press this bracket side to increase this size of this brush, and quickly just very make a very rough selection, right? And I'm just moving my hand, and you could see automatically it is able to detect the clothing of this person, right? Pretty easy. I don't really have to be very precise, right? Here I can just go and say, okay, I want a black suit. So the selection has been made, like I showed you initially. If you had to make any product selection, you need to make sure that you define that area like very well, and then like you are able to quickly go and add certain element to it. If you want to do a retouching, so in that case, pretty interesting. Now this guy is in a suit, very nice black suit. So this one is maybe better. So similarly, like I had a couple of other variation where maybe he is a doctor, so he wants to wear this kind of apron. Then he's a professional where he wants to wear a suit, right? So similarly, like it could be like pretty interesting. So again, like when I talk about the persona, many a times like we need to change the background image of a person. Maybe like this was the original image of this person. Okay, I'll just try to read it again. Take a minute. Okay. Yeah. So this was the original image of a person. What I did was in this area, since I wanted to make a selection to the background, so I just went there. At this time, I had made a selection to this entire background, and maybe I want to generate a background image. So with that, what I have done is I have already went ahead and generated a couple of backgrounds. Here, maybe I want this person to be in a manufacturing factory interior. Next, maybe like I want this person to be in some other place. So this is where like how a manufacturing interior would come in. Maybe I want this person to look like he's in a press, he's in a printing press, right? Then maybe he's a farmer. So this way I'll be able to like quickly generate different output, different elements, change different background. Let's say like similarly, maybe I want to do a quickly change the model. Let's say if I have a model and maybe I want to change the different element of that model. Trying to open that file. Yeah. Here again, like I was trying to change certain elements to it. Maybe if you want to showcase different product, like you could be able to add like different elements to it. Maybe like I have another model and maybe I want to like change her clothing. Maybe there's a female model and I want to showcase, this was the original picture, and maybe I want to showcase her like in a different attire. So I can just go and type a red dress and then she'll be in different dresses. Similarly, like I can have multiple elements applied to it. So this is where like creating these things would be pretty easy, pretty interesting, right? So this was about like within Photoshop, and what we also have is now Photoshop is also available on the web. So let's say if you want to do some quick things, you'll be able to do it. Where did you get those plates and the fruits? Yeah, Nirmal. So again, like I made a selection and I just type a fruit plate and it was able to generate it. So yeah, so I'll just go over here, fruit basket. Again, it's like kind of a generative layer itself. So here, if I go back and make a selection to this area, that's why I said we need to make sure that our selection is pretty precise and hit generate. Yeah. And every time I'll hit the generate option, it will generate something new. I believe this feature is available in, okay, thank you. So camera raw filter. Yeah, you can select the face and other things, but you will not be like able to generate something out of it. So like you can have this blur look. So we are integrating a lot of capability. Soon you will receive, you'll get to know some more interesting thing adding to Photoshop, right? I can't disclose it right now. It is something which is internally available, but very exciting thing is going to be coming in within Photoshop itself. Okay. So the use case could be huge. I see like a lot of use cases which is being used by different people to different places. Okay, again, like very interesting was if I'm talking to any of the gaming company, what they want to do is they want to like create something really interesting. Maybe they are working on certain poster, and yeah. So here, like this kind of, let's say, playing card was there. And what I was able to do is, again, here, let's say if I want to add some playing chips or some Ludo, so I was able to just make a selection and come up with different variation. So this is like within Photoshop, a lot of capabilities are there, are coming in on the way. I'll touch upon more. But here I also wanted to showcase that we have also got like Photoshop on the web. Many of you would have already been using it. But let's say if you want to access the Photoshop and you want to like tweak around, do different things, what you can do is you can simply go to photoshop.adobe.com. You can sign in. A lot of features, which will be a quick and easy thing. You'll be able to do it on the web itself. So let's say if I have this image, right, I'll just go and turn it off, right? So this image is there. Another like not AI powered tool which can make your edits pretty faster is this remove tool. So this is available within Photoshop desktop application itself. So just wanted to showcase what we want to do is we want to clean up our pictures very quickly. So I can just select it. It is also powered by like Adobe Sensei. So let's say if I want to remove it, all I have to do is just go over here and paint on this specific area, and I'll be able to like remove this object pretty quick, right? And it will, again, you'll see this area which was removed, it has filled it with that kind of a blur effect itself. So this also like understand the compositions very like effectively, and then it will try to like clean up different areas and give you that kind of a output. And now you can see all the area which I had cleaned over here. Those have the proper grain here. It's not that Photoshop them with generative fill. Is it Firefly? Yeah. So it's Firefly itself. Generative fill is anywhere you see generative fill. That is the Adobe Firefly. Okay. So maybe here I want to add more element to it. And I'll try to add a and hit generate. So here as well, like Adobe Firefly will work and it will be able to like quickly generate something for me. Yeah. Oh, I was not even able to recognize whether it has been, I was looking why it has not generated something. So yeah, you could see that how it was this element which you see over here, she says. So it is again like created with Adobe Firefly. So it has the, so Adobe Sensei is our artificial intelligence technology. Adobe Firefly is a creative generative AI technology, right? Which helps you to generate the creative content. Like the remove tool. In remove tool, the sensor is working. It is very smart to identify the object and it is able to like quickly delete it, right? But here what is happening is the image is being generated, the image is being expanded. So there we are leveraging like Adobe Firefly. Okay. So here a lot of things are there. Again, like you can use the same thing over here. Maybe you prefer working, you got some image from Adobe Firefly, and then you want to like quickly add some element to it. Maybe here you can see there is a lot of like images which has been already for the inspiration. So you can go there. We also have a new community page as well where you can submit your artwork or you can take the inspiration. Many a times we want to know, okay, what if you want to generate something, how to write better prompts. So last week we had a prompt engineering session, so we can have other session as well if you feel that could be interesting, right? So yeah, you can access it over the web as well. So and again, like going back to like Photoshop, so a lot of like different capabilities are already there. So let's say like if I have some image and maybe I want to quickly select and delete it. So this is where again like okay, just go and try to reopen it. Okay, so here I have this image again, like I want to quickly delete it. So here talking about Adobe Sensei. So again, what I will do is I'll go over here and click on quick object selection tool. You see the selection is running in the background. If I hover over here, It is powered by Adobe Sensei. To understand, this is a sofa. If I hover over here, it is able to select this flower pot. Okay, I want to remove it. Then I have to just press the shift key, just do a click. Okay, and then just focus on this area. Right, this is the original image. Now I want to delete it. Okay, I have to just press the shift and the delete key. Okay, and you can see this area has been deleted. And next, like you can see, there's shadows as well. So either what I can do is I can just go over here and maybe I hit generate. So using how many generative credentials will I consume when? So we already have this entire thing already documented, like what is the generative credit? Um, Firefly, I'll just share it so that you can keep it handy. I'll just share that link with you. So what happens is with every generation, like we will have different kind of credits. So here you could see. So if you are using it Firefly on the web, these are generative fill will consume 1 credit for you, and then in Photoshop, fill and expand will have 1 credit for you. Right? We also have this on Adobe Stock as well. So let's say if you're trying to find an image, so I just share it for everyone's readiness and Adobe Firefly. I will also share so that today's session was mainly on the Photoshop. Yeah, thanks, Yaman, for taking that up. But I will also share that information as well. Yeah. So this is where you can have it handy, and then you can add. You can see how many generative credits you have consumed, and you can check as well. And like, let's say if you want to verify the content authenticity, you can just go to content authenticity website. There you'll be able to see. Like, let's say in this image, I have done certain manipulations, right? I have added different elements to it. Maybe in that kitchen thing, I've added different element. And let's say now I publish this image to the website and somebody says, no, this is my photo shoot, right? So this is where you can go to that content authenticity website, and there you'll be able to verify, okay, this image has been modified in Photoshop. So all of that information is being carried over. Okay. So what we covered is how you can leverage this capability and this quickly removing the object. So let's see another capability, how I can quickly remove it. So let's say if I have this lady, right? So here again, I was able to select this lady. It was this tool was smart enough to identify her. Maybe I also want to select the shadow. Let's go over here, make a selection, hit shift and delete. Okay, and here I'm using content aware. Okay, so content aware is also like uses the AI based capability to quickly like go and delete different elements to it. So this will be again very interesting thing. And since like a lot of times we have to like just go and change different expression of different people, right? Or you also see a lot of things coming in where you can modify certain information. So let's say like if you have an image and like this kind of an image and you want to make this person look younger, or maybe you're working for a fashion model and you want to retouch the skin. So this is where what you could do is you can also leverage Adobe's like a smart filter, which is called neural filter. Some of you might have explored. It has already been there. It is not something new, but many people like maybe have missed out. So here, what I can do is I can just go and change this smart portrait option. Here, what you can see, I can make this person more and more smiling. I can change his facial age. Let's say if I go and change his facial age and choose it to new layer and hit OK, his skin would be smoothened. But here, what I can do is I can also change the expressions of this person, head direction, and a couple of other information. So let's say maybe I want him to look more younger, right? So here, this was the original image, okay? And this was the final image. So you can see his skin has been smoothened out. He's looking more and more younger. The acne and those kind of effects on his skin is gone. So maybe if you're working for some cosmetic brand, this could be like quite interesting. Another filter what we have is like where you have to like change the expressions of the people. So maybe like this person is there, like I said, that maybe you are creating a persona, you want to showcase, okay, I have this person's picture, this model image. Maybe you want him to smile, he's happy with the services, maybe it's a financial customer, we need to show a happy customer, right? Here again I can leverage like neural filter. So I can go over here and select this filter. Okay, and again, smart portrait. Here, I will make his drag the slider and change it to the happiness. He is more happy. So, and with that, what will happen is I've already created it so that I can save some time. You could see his teeth has been added, right? It's more and more smiling. So this is where again something smart, something powerful uh, we can achieve like pretty quick, right? So apart from this, like there is a lot of like capability, so which could be like really leveraged. So maybe like if I have this kind of an image, right, and maybe I want to replace the sky is not looking good. So again, these are like something very interesting, very great filters, not powered by Firefly, but definitely the AI is running in the background, right? So here you can see the sky has been changed very seamlessly. Let's say if I want to make it as a blue sky, I can just go and select this image. And now the sky has been changed. If you want to add your own image, you can just go and select this import sky image icon, and then it will be able to completely change it. So all of these capabilities are powered through Adobe Sensei, and Firefly is a like a part of it. So currently we have this generative expand capability, and then you can add the elements to it. Soon we'll be coming up with something very exciting. So stay tuned for that. So like I said that I wanted this session to be short and sweet. And so to summarize, like what you saw is in Photoshop, you can leverage this capability to quickly enhance your image. You can access this Firefly capability on the web. And then you can also access Firefly capability on this firefly.adobe.com. From there, for any purposes you need an image, you just go and generate it. Maybe you want to do that generative fill, right? So let's touch upon this as well. So let's say like what I showed you is something like that, that person's picture, and maybe you want to add some element to it. But let's say maybe you want to just do it on a web. So here what will happen is I'll just get this kind of a brush. I will not get that kind of a precision which I have in Photoshop, all those tools. So I have to manually go and like paint over this lady in order to like get that desired result. But if you want to like quickly do these kind of stuffs on the web itself, so then you can leverage like the capability on the web. So let's try to, you can see how much time it's taking for me, right? There, I was able to quickly do it. I have to move my mouse pretty cautiously in order to make sure that I'm able to select all that area. Just probably take me 2 or 4 or 5 minutes, even if I have a good mouse, right? And now I can say denim jacket. So it's better to take this picture, go to like a Photoshop on the web, and then you try to make changes to the object because you'll have better tools. But if you have some simpler image and you want to leverage the same capability, you can also leverage this generative fill. And now this lady is wearing a denim jacket. So these are the different variations which have been created, right? So on the website, like we have this text to image, you can generate an image, you can add this kind of element, you can add a text effect, and we will also be covering in our another session like text to template, so how you can create a template, how you can recolor the icons or the different elements, how you can like create a vector in Photoshop, sorry, in Illustrator, where you can just type in the prompt and then you'll be able to create a vector. Okay, so this was for today. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll just